Hey, friends. Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. Come join me, your host, Nicole, for some hope-filled conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, joined today by my good friend, Kristen, to talk about the 2023 Great American Family original Christmas movie, A Christmas for the Ages, starring Natasha Bure, Kate Craven, Cheryl Ladd, Anna Ferguson, Anthony Timpano, Giles Panton, Dean Paul Gibson, Mel Tuck, Marisa Krause, and Drayden Free. It was written by Jim Head and directed by Martin Wood. Prompted by their youngest granddaughter, 4 generations celebrate family and what Christmas was like in the 40s, 60s, 90s, and present day. Welcome back to the podcast, Kristen. I'm excited to chat with you about this movie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to talk about it.
Of course, yes. This was hands down one of my favorite Christmas movies of the season.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Definitely, I think it's in my top 5, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, same here.
Yes. And it was nice to see Kate again in a movie.
Yes, it was so good. And I think this might be the first time I've seen Natasha in a movie as well. I really enjoyed the entire cast.
Yeah, a great, amazing ensemble cast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Natasha has been in a couple of things. I believe she was in the one on Hallmark a couple of years ago with her mom, Switched for Christmas.
Oh, that's right. She plays her
Yes.
daughter.
Yes.
Okay, so this is her first kind of lead, I guess.
I think so. Yes. As far as I know, but she did a great job.
Yeah, I agree.
And we have a few more familiar faces in this movie. We have Giles Panton, who was in an episode of SSD of the TV series, and Dean Paul Gibson, who was Jerome Smith on season 10 of When Calls the Heart.
Yes, playing a totally different role this time. He's a good guy this time.
Yes, which I like to see him as a good guy. And season 9. And Marisa Krause, who was Margaret on Chesapeake Shores.
That's right.
Yes. Great to see her as well. Kristen, would you like to start us off with more of your merry musings or overall thoughts / hot takes?
Yes, of course. So, like I said, I really loved this cast. I thought everyone did a great job in their role. I really enjoyed the wardrobe.
Yes.
Seeing all the costumes from each generation was really nice.
Yeah.
Something else I loved about this movie was kind of the nostalgia and the reminiscing that was done a lot in this movie, which I think Christmas time is like the perfect time to do that.
Yes.
So I thought that was really nice as well. So overall, I thought that this was a really cute movie.
Yeah, I did too. I thought the writing was fantastic. Of course, the costumes and the decorations. And Barbara did an amazing job on the costumes.
Yeah, agree.
Yes. I loved the relationship between Savannah, Christy, Joan, and Marie. I thought that was very sweet. And then, of course, the little romance we got with Rudy and Savannah and Marie and Jim, which we will talk about both of them as we continue on with our review. And Christy and Steve, I thought, had a sweet relationship too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice seeing kind of the old love paralleled with the new love, you know?
Yeah. And Joan and Paul. Can't forget them too.
Of course.
Yes. We also didn't get a whole lot of scenes with them, but I loved the friendship between Savannah and Mindy, who was played by Marisa. Thought that was nice.
Yeah.
And then Rudy and Steve. What did you think about Rudy and Steve's friendship?
So good. So funny.
Yeah.
I mean, really, and I know we'll talk about it, but Rudy's scenes were just hilarious.
Yes. Yes. And moving on to our next segment, why don't we just talk about some of the best moments for holiday highlights? Would you like to go first again?
Yes. So, first thing I have was a quote that Grandma Great gave. I think it was when she was talking to Savannah. She said, "It's all family. It's never just family." Putting that emphasis on family. You know, your family can be more than just your blood relatives. Family can be your neighbors, your close friends, you know, the people around you that you love the most. You know, they're the ones that you can make family. Second thing I have was poor Rudy meeting the parents for the first time. Just so awkward. It was so funny. I think the actor did a great job just kind of playing that kind of physical comedy. And then of course I love Savannah and Rudy's double date with Grandma Gray and Jim. I thought that was so cute and sweet, just kind of the way they were bonding, and you know, the guys were sharing their kind of one-liners, like their pickup lines. That was really cute. And then again with Rudy with his wig that he was wearing for the 60s. So funny. I almost didn't recognize him at first, and I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yes, it was. It really looked like someone from the 60s.
Yes, kind of like that hippie-ish look. Yeah, that was great. And then of course at the very end when all the women were singing together on stage, I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes, or top favorite scenes in the movie. And I loved the songs that they chose as well. We got Holly and Ivy, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, which I think that's an NSYNC song, if I'm correct.
Yes, it is. I got so excited.
Merry Christmas. Happy Holidays.
Like, wow, that's a real throwback. I love that.
And then they had to throw in Christmas Baby Please Come Home. That's a great song.
Yes.
While we're on the last scene, I did love Savannah's brief speech as well. I thought that was nice before they started singing. And then jumping to the beginning of the movie, I thought the Christmas tea in the first scene was really fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That's actually a really cute idea.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a Christmas tea before.
Oh, you've never done one before?
Never.
Me and my mom and one of her cousins, I think, is how it goes in our family tree. And I call her my aunt, but I think she's my mom's cousin. And we used to do a Christmas tea at the Charleston Place Hotel every year.
That sounds so nice.
It was really fun. Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to look into that.
They don't do it at the Charleston Place anymore, which is a bummer.
That is sad. Did it used to be on Christmas Day or like the week of Christmas?
We did it a couple of weeks before Christmas. It was always in December. I think we normally did it around like the 10th to 15th or something. It was normally when I was in school around the time of my exams.
Oh, right. Okay. Wow. Well, that sounds fun.
It's always fun. Yeah.
Maybe you can find another place that, you know, offers that.
Yes, maybe next year.
There you go.
We were actually thinking about doing it this year at another nice hotel called Hotel Bennett, I think, but it all got booked up before we.
Oh, no. So other people had the same idea. Wow. I need to look into it because that sounds like something fun to do.
Yes, you totally should. It's a lot of fun, and my mom and I always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But then COVID hit, and then it just kind of.
Of course. It seemed to ruin a lot of great things.
I did love the dialogue before they sat down to have tea when they're talking about Steve and Paul going to the sports bar. And Christy's like, they said they were going Christmas shopping. And Savannah's like, yeah, they say that every year.
She's like, I know their little secret.
Yes. And great Grandma Marie wanting to play the upbeat Christmas song instead of the traditional. I loved that.
Yes. Yeah, that was very unexpected.
Yes. And then the blessing, of course, before they had the tea was nice.
like that they kind of incorporated some faith and spiritual things throughout the movie. I thought that was cool.
Yes. A moment with Steve, Christy, and Savannah at home. I had to laugh when Savannah is talking about Rudy and, how they've been dating 6 months, and she mentions his name, and Steve says, "Does he have a red nose?" I'm like, Steve.
A dad joke.
And we find out before that Marie's new beau, who we'll talk about in just a little bit, Jim, she met him bowling.
Yeah.
Which was cute.
That is cute.
Yes. And I even remember Steve saying, "Well, that's a meet cute if I ever heard one."
Yeah, he said that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I know what that means.
A moment with Rudy and Savannah that I enjoyed was when they are talking about Rudy meeting Marie. And then Savannah says something about her having a new boyfriend, just like her. And, Rudy is kind of taken aback for a second. And he's like, "Boyfriend?" Mm-hmm. And then she starts singing the wedding march song. And she's like, "Well, you're not dun, 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 yet." I thought that was cute.
That was cute. He was kind of like, "What?"
Yes. And then the Christmas shopping when they find a cardinal ornament, I believe, for Marie.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yes.
I wish it was that easy finding things for people.
I know. I was just doing that today for some of my family. Like, what do I get?
Yes, exactly.
My family, yeah. But it's always fun, Christmas shopping for friends and family. Mm-hmm. And we get to the scene when Savannah, Rudy, and Marie are at her house, or Marie's house, and Rudy is trying the cranberry brie bite. Man, that's a tongue twister. If I ever heard one. And then they give her the ornament, and the mention of the wedding and getting married, that was hilarious.
Oh, yes.
Yep. And then they start talking about what Christmas used to be like. And when Marie walks away, I love when Rudy says, "What are you thinking about their future maybe bride?"
I know, he's kind of warming up to
that
idea now.
And now that we're on this, what did you think about the idea Savannah came up with for the different decades?
Yeah, I thought it was super creative. Yeah, I really like that. And that's something that if you have the privilege to have 4 generations still with you, that's something that you could totally do with your family. I thought that was a really, really cute idea. And the fact that everyone was like approved of it,
Mm-hmm. Really
cool. Like everyone kind of got into the spirit of doing it.
Yeah. I know Christmas Crawl Day 1 was the 1940s. I think it was the appetizers.
Yeah, appetizers. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was really fun. And seeing all the 40s costumes, that's one of my favorite decades.
Yes. Yeah.
For the clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Everything's all classy and Mm-hmm.
I love when they're all sitting down on the sofa and they're talking about what Christmas was like in the 1940s. And Marie is mentioning how there were no TVs or smartphones back then. And they told stories and cherished the time they had with each other, cooking, eating, laughing, and reminiscing. She and her cousins used to gather around the piano and try their best to sing Christmas carols and sound like the Andrews sisters. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as easy to travel. And Marie mentions the Christmas tradition of her mother reading a chapter of Luke every day. And I loved that.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, that sounds like the perfect Christmas to me.
Yes.
Honestly, not having to work all the hustle and bustle.
Yes. Do you and your family read a chapter of Luke every day?
So every night in the month of December, we read Luke chapter 2, verses 4 through 14 with our son. And we've done that since he was maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, I love that.
We've been doing it for a while now. And it's so sweet because he has it, memorized at this point. So it's been, a nice little tradition that we've been, enjoying.
Yes, we try to do it every year. Sometimes we get busy and we don't read it as much as we want to, but we do read it at least a couple times. Or I try to.
Yeah. It's so great. It reminds you the real meaning of this.
Yes. I know that we read it on Christmas Eve. We read the Christmas story.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I think I read it last year for Christmas Eve. It's fun. We always enjoy that tradition. We also hear Jim mention how 2 of his sons and their families are coming for a visit. And then they talk about Christmas in the 60s and 90s. And they listen to Holly and Ivy and dance. I thought that was cute too.
Very cute. Yeah. And I love that song, Holly and Ivy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. I actually noticed that you posted that on your story today.
I did.
With the Christmas countdown.
I sure did. Yeah. I've heard that song before, but I don't think it was until last year when I actually listened to the lyrics. And I was like, oh, this is a really good song. And so then it became, one of my favorite Christmas songs once I, realized what the words were saying. When I posted that today, I was like, what song should I choose? And I guess because I watched this movie, I was like, oh, I'm going to choose Holly and Ivy.
It's a beautiful song. And when I saw that, I was like, how fitting, because we're reviewing the movie today.
Exactly.
But I loved it. It's a great song.
Yeah, it is.
What did you think about the talk with Christy and Joan when Joan kind of shares that she isn't sure about Jim for her mom?
Yeah, I kind of felt sorry for her. You could tell, in the scenes when they were talking about him that she was feeling a little hesitant about it. And so I was looking forward to her finally expressing her feelings. So I was glad that it, when it finally happened, and, I felt sorry for her, but it was good for her to kind of seek advice on how to move forward and be, a little bit more accepting toward Jim. So I thought it was a nice scene overall.
Yeah, I think so too. And I thought when they were talking about the relationships with parents and children was really sweet. And how parents always want to protect their children, and then when their children grow up, they want to protect them too.
Oh yeah, and that's so true. I'm learning that more as I'm getting older.
Yeah, it is true. I'm not a parent myself yet, but yeah.
Right. But you have parents,
Yes, I have parents.
Yes, you have parents. So you're going to start being more and more protective of them as they age,
Yes, I thought it was very sweet. And of course, Joan misses her dad, which is understandable.
Oh yeah, especially around Christmas time, it brings up a lot of grief.
Yeah. Yes. Going back to the double date for just a second, I love when they're talking about Steve and Savannah says he's going to love you like I do. And he's like, love. And she's like you like I do.
Yeah, that little slip of the L word.
Yes. And then Rudy's advice for Jim and Marie. And then I also thought it was heart melting when Rudy says, there is nowhere I would rather be right now. Of course, talking to Savannah.
Yes, that was sweet. He's very charming.
Yes, he is. And Jim calling Marie his lotus flower.
I know. That
was
got me.
Precious.
So precious.
Yes. And talking about how Christmas is timeless, which I loved that quote. And Rudy wanting to write it down. He's like, I'm going to write that down.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I loved how they bonded over those little things and stuff.
Yes. And I thought it was a callback to earlier in the scene when Jim said he was going to write something that Rudy said down.
Yes.
Very clever.
Oh yeah.
Another sweet scene was Savannah and Jim when Jim is talking about his late wife, Anna, I believe was her name, and how they've known each other since they were kids. And then Savannah gives advice and helps him pick out a Christmas gift for Marie.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I don't know if you thought this too, that actor, he reminds me so much of the actor who plays Mr. Feeney on Boy Meets World.
He does, yeah. It's
Yes.
not the same person, but yeah.
No, it's not, but they look very similar.
They do.
He kind of reminds me of him.
Yes, yes, they do. And I know that actor was in one of the garage sale mystery movies. It might have been one of the last ones.
Oh, nice.
I think it was the one called Murder in D Minor, where he was in the hospital and his daughter was the one that did it.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, sorry, spoiler.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. That's okay.
Oops.
But that's cool though. I didn't know that he had been in like a made for TV movie before.
That's it is. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime you'll get to watch.
Yes, I need to.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on those.
Yes. The last few are really good. Of course, they're all good, but
right. Yeah. As they go on, they kind of get a little better, you think?
Yeah. And as far as I know, the one that unaired is still on Hallmark Movies now as well.
Oh, wow.
Searched and Seized, I think is the name of it.
Ooh, have you seen it?
Yes, I watched it. It's got a lot of When Calls the Heart alum too.
Oh,
like a lot.
Yeah.
What did you think about the scene with Marie and Joan when Joan tells her mom about how she's feeling about Jim?
Yes, I was very glad that she was finally able to do it.
Yes, me too.
And that, you know, she took it well. You know, she wasn't really surprised by it very much. And so, I thought it was a very needed conversation.
Yeah, I think so too. And I thought it was sweet when Joan says, if he makes you happy, then he makes me happy too.
Yes.
And then she goes on to how if Jim doesn't treat her right, she's going to go all Sears candy counter on.
Yes, I thought that was perfect. I was like, I'm going to use that. I'm going to go Sears candy counter on you.
That's kind of funny. I kind of wish we had seen a flashback of that.
Yeah.
Just to get more of the context of that.
Uh-huh.
But I thought that was cute.
Yes.
We get to Christmas Crawl Day 2 in the 1990s, and that is entrees. And of course, that is Steve and Christy. The costumes and the decor, again, were just fantastic. And I have to mention this. I wrote this down in my notes because I didn't want to forget it. The ceramic Christmas tree on the table.
Yep.
Did you have one of those, or do you have one of those?
I don't, but I think a family member did. I saw it and I was like, yep, I recognize that, like, instantly.
We do.
Oh,
actually.
Oh, I see it. That's amazing.
Oh, wait, never mind. We're not on camera
guys. It's there. It's pink.
It's there. We're not on video today, but it's there. I have a pink one.
I've never seen a pink one before, though. That's really cute.
Thank you. And then my grandmother has one that's just green, I believe.
Yeah. They did a really great job with the 90s. Yeah. You know, that's kind of like our decade, like kind of the decade where we were little kids. So I was like, oh yeah, all of this looks so familiar.
Yep. And I think my grandmother even used to have one exactly like the one in this movie with the white snow on top of it.
Yeah.
But she gave it to one of my cousins, I think. So she has it now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So iconic.
Yep. An iconic 90s Christmas decor item.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like everyone either has one or knows someone else that has one.
Totally. I know. I wonder like why they were so popular. Like who sold them, you know? Like Sears, maybe.
But they're cute.
Yeah, totally.
I also love when they're talking after dinner and Steve pulls out the old radio And then the sparkle in the eyes comment was so cute.
So cute.
Yes. And after that, every couple reads poems revealing a toy from the 90s. And I also loved when Steve brought up donating some of the toys to charity. Thought that was nice as well.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. And just mentioning those toys that were in the poems, Power Rangers, Tickle Me Elmo, a koosh ball, and Trolls.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Did you ever have any of those as a kid?
So, yes. So, my brother had the Power Rangers. I watched the show. So I know that he had like little action figures.
Yeah.
I did have a couple of Trolls. I don't think I physically had a koosh ball, but I know we played with them at school a lot. And then what was the other one? Was there
Tickle Me Elmo.
Tickle Me Elmo. I don't think I ever had that.
I don't think I had that either.
I wasn't much of a Sesame Street kid.
Yeah, I was more of a Barney, Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I loved that show.
Yeah.
I loved Bear in the Big Blue House. That was
such a cute show.
Yes. And even the intro song is very catchy. I'm not going to lie.
Uh-huh.
And the ending song, the Goodnight Moon song.
Oh, yeah.
I never had Power Rangers. I don't think I had an Elmo stuffed toy. I don't think I had a koosh ball. And I don't think I had Trolls. But I did have Barbies and Polly Pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Polly Pockets?
Those were...
That was my...
Yeah. I loved them.
That was my favorite.
I loved all the little outfits that you could like put on her.
And even when I was a kid, I don't remember how old I was when I said this, but there was one point when I was like, I'm going to play with these until I'm 99.
It didn't last very long.
Nope.
Oh,
I think I've started giving them to one of my second cousins. So one of my first cousins' little girls.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And even when we were at my grandmother's one time recently, she was like, when are you going to bring more Polly Pockets?
Oh, that's cool. She likes them.
Yes. But back to the movie. I also loved the scene with Savannah, Christy, Joan, and Marie when they're talking about the Christmas concert and how they're all participating. And this is when we hear Savannah was in it when she was 9 as a donkey.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Her heart.
A very cute donkey, I think is what Marie said. And how lucky they are to have each other. And then the movie references I thought were very clever.
Oh, yes.
Hello, Dolly with Carol Channing. And it was the first show Joan saw at the St. Louis Theater. And Savannah has a poster of that near her desk. And then the Trouble with Angels from the 60s with Haley Mills and Rosalind Russell. Haley's character uses the term scathingly brilliant. And then they talk about the Christmas scene, and Savannah mentions how Rudy got a sparkle in his eye, but claims it was just December allergies.
Of course. Yeah. You know, those popular December allergies.
Like the one I have right now.
Yeah.
But completely different at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get a whole lot of scenes with Christy and Savannah, but I loved this mother-daughter moment when they are in the kitchen at Joan's house, I believe, and they're talking about Rudy, and I thought Christy's support and encouragement was really sweet. Love, it doesn't have an age limit, and it comes in so many different ways. Some fast, some slow. You can't force it. When you know, you just know. And the wonderful news is you can spend time with someone and not have to know. Family, just like love, is timeless.
Yes. That's a really nice quote.
Yeah. I think that was one of my favorites in the movie.
Yeah.
And then we get the Christmas Carol in the 60s and the costumes and decorations again. And, everyone starts mingling, and that includes Jim, Marie, Colin, and Mindy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Colin trying the Jell-O mold.
Oh, he's so brave for doing that.
I don't think I could do that. That looked disgusting.
So maybe on a dare, or maybe if you paid me money.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I like Jell-O, but Jell-O mold?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No. Not gonna happen. And then Rudy and Savannah's dance and talk. Steve listens to the 60s satellite radio in his car, and that was something Savannah said. And that actually reminds me a lot of my dad. But with my dad, it was 70s satellite radio.
That's so cool.
And what's funny is, I don't know if I've told this story to you before on an episode, but when I was in high school, there were times when he would drive me to school and we would listen to 70s satellite radio. And every time a song would come up, he would make me guess the artist.
Oh, wow.
And I think maybe sometimes what song it was if I didn't see the title of the song.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one day when a song by Three Dog Night came up. And I should say this. When I had to guess the artist, he would give me clues to make it easier. Yeah. So this one particular day when a song by Three Dog Night came up, this was his clue. Woof, 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 in the middle of the night.
Oh my goodness. Did you get it based on the clues?
No. Okay. You're going to crack up at what I actually said.
Oh no.
I said triple dog at midnight.
Oh. That's so close though.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
That was like a core memory with me and my dad.
Oh, that's so cool. That's a fun game to play.
Yes. I always had a good time with my dad guessing 70s music.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I would get them right. Sometimes no. I'd be way off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd be better at 80s music than 70s.
Probably.
Yeah.
I know some 70s artists like America, the Carpenters, Loggins and Messina.
Oh yeah, those are some good ones.
Yeah. Billy Joel, of course.
Yeah, Billy Joel.
James Taylor, Carole King.
Yes.
Neil Diamond. Some great artists.
Okay, yeah, you're naming some really great ones.
Thank you. And moving on to the movie again, we got a little off track there for a second. I also love when they're dancing and Rudy says, times may change, but every year we can always count on Christmas to bring us together. And she says, you're kind of scathingly brilliant. Mm-hmm. I did not cry during that movie. No, I know. It was just your allergies. And then, of course, the almost kiss, and then the song changes.
Of course. A little faster music going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Some great dancing.
Yeah, it was cute, though.
Yeah, it was.
Do you have a favorite song from the 60s that you know of?
Oh, my goodness. Favorite song from the 60s. Well, my favorite band is the Beatles.
Yeah.
So, and, obviously they were popular in the 60s. So, yeah, I'd say, most Beatles songs are probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I do like that old-timey stuff. I like, like the Beach Boys. And, the Bee Gees.
Yeah, Bee Gees.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have a favorite 60s song?
Oh, gosh. I would have to look it up. But a lot of the Bee Gees music is great.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the Beatles songs. Mm-hmm. Let It Be is a good song. It's a sad song, or kind of a sad song, and slow, but it's still a good song. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of an upbeat one. There's one by the Beach Boys. I can't remember the name of it. Surfing USA, is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll name that one.
There you go. That's a great one.
Surfing USA. Yeah, I think that was in one of the Disney sing-along movies, if I remember correctly.
Oh, really? That's so cool.
The one when they're at the water park, or one of the water parks.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Mickey and Minnie and Donald Duck and
Oh, that's perfect.
one of those VHS tapes from the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Beach Boys have some great music too.
Mm-hmm.
You might have already mentioned this at the beginning of the episode, but I loved the scene with Savannah, Christy, Joan, and Marie. And they're talking about the Christmas concert once again and supporting each other. And I have some of that dialogue as well.
Mm-hmm.
When Marie says, "We're all ages, all individuals, but we come together and love one another just as God loves us. That's family. And we lift each other up when we're down, and we celebrate each other when we're up. We put our hope in God. We gain inspiration from those who've come before and those who are coming along behind us."
Mm-hmm.
And then Christy says, "Because we are all moving forward together as one."
Yeah, that's a really great line.
Yeah. And then Marie shares a reminder from her mom, and that is, "The good Lord tells us not to worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will worry about itself. And who can gain a single hour of life by worrying? So seek God and all good things will come to you."
Mm-hmm.
Great quote as well.
Yes.
And great advice that I tried to take to heart every day.
Yeah, totally. It can be hard, but
Yeah. Even though I'm not always successful.
Exactly. Same.
Yeah. This is also when Savannah and Marie decide not to worry about, how things are going to go with Rudy and Jim.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mom response to Savannah, I thought was really sweet. When she says mom, and then they all three turn around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was perfect.
Yes. They're like, what?
Uh-huh.
And I think even Marie said, once a mom, always a mom.
Right. Yeah. You hear anybody say that and you're like, huh?
Yes. We get the sweet scene with Jim and Marie by the Christmas tree and the banter. Sweets for the sweet.
Oh, I know. So cute.
Yes. I love those older relationships. They're always so cute.
Yeah, they are. They're like cute and
Yeah.
like innocent,
Yeah. I thought their talk by the Christmas tree was nice. And then Jim's gift for Marie, which was the lotus flower necklace. And in some cultures, the lotus flower means new beginnings.
That's so sweet and so perfect. Very fitting.
Yes, I agree. And I think this is really the only one-on-one father-daughter moment we got with Steve and Savannah, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And it was the one before the concert when, they're kind of teasing each other back and forth. And then he says, "What I can promise, though, is that I'm proud of you. I respect you. And even though you are grown and on your own, you will always be my little girl, and I will always be there for you."
Yes. Oh, it's so sweet.
Yes. I thought that Steve did a fantastic job in this movie as a dad. I loved seeing that.
Yeah, it was very believable and very, kind of him being intimidating to the new boyfriend. Like,
Yes.
that's perfect.
Yes. And of course, Kate did a great job as the mom.
Mm-hmm.
I loved seeing her in that role.
Yeah. Her and Natasha kind of look alike, I think.
They do. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. This was kind of a short scene, but there was one moment that made me laugh when Christy was like freaking out about going on after the two young girls.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the pep talk before the concert. I thought that was a nice moment.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And they all share a group hug before they go on stage.
That's so sweet.
Yes. And we already talked about it, but the Christmas concert, when Savannah gets her speech and they perform the songs, and then Rudy and Savannah share their feelings for each other and share a kiss.
Yay!
And they all live happily ever after.
Yes. Woohoo.
Yes. And I love how the guys surprised them at the end.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I love when Christy's like, the guys. I think Joan and Marie said it too, because they didn't know either.
Yeah. A nice little surprise for them.
Yes. Yeah. Very nice way to wrap up a beautiful movie for a Great American Family.
Yeah.
Moving into our ratings segment, what would you give A Christmas for the Ages out of 10 for plot and script?
I put an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And the only reason why is because I felt like some of it, just a little bit, was a little too maybe cheesy for me. Some of
I totally understand that.
Yeah. A little, and I like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I gave it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I gave it 8.5 or 8.5 out of 10. For chemistry,
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
They knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
Yeah, very believable.
Yeah.
I could really feel like they could have been a family.
Yeah, totally. Which can be hard to do when you have such a big cast like that, But it really just felt like they all got along very well and did their part, Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job.
Yeah. I would love to see another movie, possibly with these characters and actors.
They could totally do that. Yeah, with Rudy and Savannah kind of, getting to the more serious stage and catching up with Jim and just all of that would be fun.
Yeah. Christmas feels.
10 out of 10. I didn't mention this before and I wrote it down. I thought that the houses, all of their homes were beautiful.
Yeah.
Very big, spacious, and decorated, perfectly. So I gave that a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I did too. We were on the same page. And while we don't have blow up Christmas decor myself, I thought that was really fun.
Oh,
the blow up Christmas tree.
Yes. And I'm glad they mentioned the tree because I was noticing that it was deflating. And then I was like, oh, okay, they did that on purpose. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was very clever. I think they had a Santa up there too, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if we'll ever have one ourselves, but they're still really fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
Yeah. And overall?
So overall, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
I gave it 9. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I would watch it again.
Yes, I would watch it multiple times. I would watch it anytime it's on.
Yeah, totally. And I'd love to see a sequel.
Yes. Fingers crossed. Woo. Great American Family. We would love to see it.
Yes. Bring us more.
Yes. Well, this was so much fun, Kristen. Thank you for joining me for this review. I had a great time, as always.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on.
Of course. And I can't wait to have you back on again in the new year for some of these new movies coming out.
Yes, it'll be exciting.
Yeah. It's hard to believe Christmas is almost over.
I know. This year went by so fast.
Yeah, it did. Well, all right, everybody. I think that wraps up our review of A Christmas for the Ages. If you enjoyed this episode, you can like this video and share your thoughts on the comments. If you want to stay up to date with the rest of my Christmas movie reviews and any interviews I might have coming up in the future, you can subscribe to this channel and make sure to turn on the bell so you are alerted when new episodes come. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in the world, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye!